Deep text.
Hey, Rena. Is the Sunday of the week after next okay for the get-together with your parents?
Hey, Ken. Thanks for working so hard lately. You're the best. Yeah, I think the week after next should be good. Mom and Dad should be at home then, so I don't see why not.
Okay, great. Let's go for a week on Sunday then.
Sounds good. Thanks for coming up with a day. I don't know about you, but I'm kinda nervous. I can't believe it's your first time meeting my parents, despite the fact that we're getting married. That's heavy.
No kidding. It's just been one thing after the other with work, and we never really got a chance, huh? This might just be the most nervous I've ever been in my life. Do you think I should wear a suit?
No way, silly. Just wear your normal clothes. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I was wondering if I should invite Mel to be there for the introduction too.
I guess I don't really mind. Mel knows I proposed to you, right? I wouldn't want to bother her on her day off work though, so only invite her if it's not a problem.
Yeah, about that. Mel hasn't been herself lately. She seems a little down. I was thinking it might do her some good to spend some time with everyone. It's been so long. I think it might be just what she needs.
Oh? I didn't know about that. I see. Wonder if something happened.
I've asked her a few times, but she keeps saying she's fine. Ever since we were kids, she's always been the type to hide how she's really feeling. Honestly, she never tells me anything. I don't know whether it's because we're twins, but even if she doesn't say a thing, I can tell when something's bothering her.
I see. I guess that is a little worrying. Hopefully being reunited with everyone will give her a break from her worries. Could be just what she needs.
Listen, on the off chance that she says anything to you about how she's feeling, would you do me a favor and hear her out? I want her to have someone she can talk to.
Huh? Me? Would she really unload her words onto me of all people?
She likes you, you know. She even praised you before. She said you always seem so relaxed and laid back. And that she feels like you're the sort of person she could rely on you if she needed to.
What? But I'm not like that at all. Okay, deal. If she says anything to me, I'll hear her out.
Thanks a bunch, honey. I'm counting on you. I'll tell my parents about the plan. Knowing them, they'll probably prepare an unnecessary large buffet.
I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I can always eat.
Good evening, Ken. Oh, it's been a while.
Hi, Mel. No kidding. How you been? It's not like you to message me. Did something happen?
I heard you and Rena are getting married, so naturally I wanted to congratulate you. Congratulations. Take good care of my big sister, okay? And don't forget to give me some attention every now and then, too.
Thanks. I'm gonna be going to your parents' place soon so I can meet them before the wedding. Did Rena tell you?
Yep, she told me. The thing is, I really want to go, but I have plans on that day, and I can't make it.
Oh, I see. That's a shame. But let's go out for a meal somewhere, some other time, to make up for it. Just the three of us, okay?
Sounds good.
You're gonna be family when I marry your big sis, after all. That means you're gonna be stuck with me. I hope you're prepared. I want you to know that if you ever need anyone to talk to, I'm here. Whether I'll be of any use is a different matter altogether.
Ken, thank you. Listen, the thing is, I actually messaged you today because there was something I wanted to talk about.
Oh, you did? What is it?
Well, you see, I'm pregnant.
Wow, congratulations! I didn't know you had a boyfriend. Wait a sec. No way. Is he refusing to acknowledge it as his?
No, the baby is yours.
What? The baby is mine?
Yes, I'm pregnant with your child, Ken.
No, 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 no. Wait a sec. Me and you aren't even together, Mel.
I know that.
But in that case, you must know it's not possible for you to be pregnant with my kid.
That's where you're wrong. You don't know this, but I went on a date with you in my sister's place one time.
Wait, what? No way. No way! There's just no way. It's 100% impossible. No, 200% impossible.
The truth is, Ken, it was love at first sight. As soon as I saw you, I knew you were the one. I knew that we were meant to be together. On that day, Rena had a cold and she was feeling pretty under the weather. I could hear how ill she was on the phone, so I bought some vitamin drinks and headed over to her apartment. While I was there, she told me about how she was supposed to go on a date with you that evening. Then, after she fell asleep, something just came over me. I put on some of her clothes and headed out to meet you for the date, pretending to be her.
Wow. Oh my god.
There was a day where she canceled on you last minute, but then texted a little later saying it turned out she could go after all, right? Remember?
Well, yeah, I remember, but she said that was because you caught a cold and she was gonna stay home and look after you while you recovered.
That was because I took her phone when she wasn't looking and sent a phony message. Speaking honestly, I was almost certain you'd know it was me, but I liked you so much I thought, what the hell, let's do it. What surprised me the most was that you didn't even seem suspicious.
Come on, Mel, are you serious? None of this makes sense. The entire chat history is still there. Surely Rena would have seen it when she woke up and realized what was going on.
Yes, which is why when the date was over, I apologized to her immediately. I think that's why she fell for it so completely. Of course, I didn't tell her about us sleeping together. I just played me going on the date instead of her as some kind of prank. Like a wanting to see how long I could trick you for kind of thing. Fun and games, you know?
I see.
The thing is, I've wanted kids for a long time, and that hasn't changed. But I'm not sure I can raise a child all on my own. To tell you the truth, I'm scared, Ken. Which is why I'm not going to ask you to acknowledge the baby. But I am going to need compensation in the form of child support payments, at least for a little while.
Compensation? What the hell?
I did think about raising it completely on my own, and honestly, I'd rather do it that way, but it's unrealistic. I'd be at work all the time, and I want to be there for the baby at least for the first year. I'm not going to ask you to pay child support for 20 years or anything. That would just be crazy. But at the very least, instead of that, and please understand I never wanted to ask you this, but can I ask you for a one-time payment of $40,000?
Holy freaking Jesus balls.
I'm sure I remember you and Rena talking about how you were saving up money in some kind of marriage fund, right? On top of that, you invest in stocks and shares, right? And didn't you say you dabble in crypto too? Surely you can put together a measly $40,000 for our baby.
Like hell I can!
What? Why not? Look, I know it could be argued that it was wrong of me to deceive you like that. But this is your own child we're talking about here. If you won't pay, I'll tell Rena and my parents that you got me pregnant. Do you really want that to happen? Rena would be heartbroken. She'd never recover.
Of course I don't want that to happen. It's just that I honestly have no recollection of sleeping with you.
I told you! I dressed up in Rena's clothes and pretended to be her when she canceled your date. You can either pay me $40,000 and this all disappears, or we can go public with everything and you marry me. Which will it be? I'm not unreasonable. If you marry me and take responsibility for your child, then we can forget about the money. It will, of course, involve you breaking up with Rena, though.
Look, Mel, I'm sorry, but none of this is making any sense to me. Can you give me some time to think things over?
Fine. But make up your mind quickly. We don't have forever here. Every second you spend hesitating over what to do is a second our baby keeps growing. Ken! Have you made a decision yet? What's taking so long? It's been an entire week since you said you needed more time.
Look, Mel, there's just no way I can go along with this.
Are you still intent on playing dumb? It's time to stop being stubborn and face reality.
You and Brenna are identical twin, which means the average guy on the street might confuse you for each other at a glance. But I know you both, and I can tell the difference. Your mannerisms, your personalities, the way you speak, the vibe is just different. All the makeup, hairstyling, or clothes in the world wouldn't make me mistake you for my own fiancée. I could drink 10 beers and still be able to tell you apart. And we didn't even drink that night.
Ken, you're lying, aren't you? Even our parents get us mixed up sometimes. Do you really think you know us better than them? That's ridiculous, and you know it. Face reality already.
Okay, so where's the proof it's my kid? If it's a DNA test you need, I'll be right there with you. Give me the cup and I'll shoot.
Wow, are you serious? Are you saying you don't believe me? I'm your fiance's sister. We'll be family soon. How could you be so horrible? I've had it with you. If that's your attitude, you leave me no choice. I'm telling Rena and my parents. You made me do this. This means war. I'll crush your wedding dream into little pieces.
Give it your best shot, because there's no way what you're saying is true. I've examined it from 1,000 different angles, and there's no scenario where what you're saying happened.
I'm finally seeing your true colors. To think you tried to escape responsibility for your own kid.
What you're saying is literally impossible, because I can't have kids.
Huh?
I'm impotent. Shooting blanks. My boys can't swim.
Huh? Wait, what? What? Why didn't you tell me that from the start? Are you serious? This has been nothing but a huge waste of time.
I see. Yep, I knew it. You were lying. The reason I went quiet for so long was because I was racking my brains to try to find any kind of reason you'd lie about something like this.
Wow. That's funny.
Excuse me? Which part is funny?
The idea of my sister marrying a good-for-nothing infantile loser like you. You're damaged goods. Do you have any idea how much my sister loves kids? You're doomed from the start. There's no way your marriage is going to last. You may as well not even bother and save yourself the hurt.
Rena said yes when I proposed, knowing full well about my condition, which is why we planned on living happily together, even if it meant we could never have kids.
Well, that may be so. But what about our parents? Do you have any idea how many times they've told me how excited they are to meet their grandkids? You've got another thing coming if they think they'll allow this. I've got it. I'm gonna make you an offer you can't refuse. If you pay me a generous fee and hush money, I'll agree not to tell my parents about your unfortunate condition. Believe me, you're done for if they find out. Think about it. Everyone wins. You'd be a fool to say no.
Everyone wins? How so? Because all this sounds like to me is that you're so desperate for money you'll stop at nothing to get your grubby hands on it. Even if it means destroying your family's lives.
Whatever. You can think that if it makes you feel better. I guess it's not exactly wrong. I'm really a sucker for a fat wad of cash. But looking at it from your perspective, you want my mom and dad to like you, right? You must be really nervous about meeting them. You do want to be accepted, don't you?
Well, yeah, but that's exactly why I don't want to lie to them. Funnily enough, I just arrived at your parents' place with Rena.
Huh? But the wedding introduction wasn't supposed to be for another week.
True, but then you decided to pull this lunatic stunt of yours and the plan changed. I thought it'd be better if they heard it straight from the horse's mouth rather than you telling them in a malicious attempt to destroy their image of me. I decided it was best to start from a point of honesty and tell them the truth straight away.
Wait, if you're at my parents' place, does that mean you told my family about me?
It's not exactly that I told them. It's more that they're looking at my phone right now, watching this conversation play out in real time.
What? They're doing... What? Oh my god! What have you done? Are you trying to destroy your fiancé's sister's reputation? What's wrong with you?
The only one who destroyed your reputation is you, young lady. You're the shame of this family. You disgust me.
Huh?
Oh, that wasn't me. It was your dad. So yeah, that's basically where we are right now.
I'm so sorry. Dad, please. I made a mistake, please. It was all just one big prank. A joke. I didn't mean it. Please, believe me.
How about you come over and explain yourself to everyone in person? To quote your dad, "Get your ass over here now!" I think it's about time you took responsibility for what you've done.
If you'd have just kept your mouth shut and paid me the money, my plan would have worked.
Excuse me? Do you have zero self-awareness? In any case, you seriously need to get your head checked out. This isn't normal behavior. The one who hurt your sister is you, Mel. No, wrong. You hurt your entire family. It turns out the reason Mel was so desperate for money was because she'd become a regular at a local strip club and fallen in love with one of the gigolos, who periodically requested large sums of money from her, and she subsequently ended up in mountains of debt. To make matters worse, and I was gobsmacked when I found this out, but apparently this is the second time. The first time, her mom and dad saved her butt and paid off her $80,000 of debt. But they made it absolutely clear that they never be doing it again, and warned her vehemently against going down the same path. Sadly, even after being granted a second chance at life, she didn't learn from her mistakes, and this time was even stupid enough to borrow from a black market loan shark. Rena and her parents were furious at her for trying to extort money out of me, and they came down on her like a ton of bricks. I don't think I've ever seen a human being look so terrified. In the end, they cut her out of their lives completely. Apparently, her parents had sold their car, canceled their insurance policy, and begged various relatives to come up with the money to pay off the debts the first time around. Rena even donated the entirety of her savings account to get her wayward twin sister out of this catastrophic mess she'd gotten herself into. It's hardly surprising that none of them had the patience to put up with her shenanigans a second time around. 6 months later, Mel showed up at her parents' house looking so worn out and beaten down by life that I can only describe her appearance as homeless. Of course, she lied about my role in everything, but it turns out she genuinely had been pregnant, and she came to beg for money to help with bringing up the baby. The baby daddy was none other than the male stripper she had fallen in love with. Needless to say, her dad sent her on her way before she even had time to say hello. By the way, the in-laws both apologized to me profusely for everything their daughter had put me through. They also had no issue with me not being able to have kids. In their words, as long as you two are happy together, you have our complete, unwavering support. With that, it was full steam ahead for the wedding. Up until then, I'd never felt any kind of positive emotion towards my condition. But in this case, it was precisely because I was infertile that Mel's efforts to deceive me ended in failure. Thanks to my boy's inability to swim, me and my family were able to cut an unbelievably toxic individual out of our lives forever. She might have called me damaged goods, but now, me and Rena are living out our married lives in tranquil peace and harmony, and I've never been happier. I intend to continue being a good, honest husband from here on out, and live out my life in happiness with the woman I love.